Hello everyone, welcome welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here. And in today's videos, I am making a TBR. I don't typically create TBRs or lists of books I need to read, but because I'm such a mood reader. But I decided for the end of the year, I'm gonna create like a rough guide to what I hope to get to before 2024 comes to an end. So in this time of year, I'm feeling, the mood is gothic. The mood is epic fantasy, but also cozy fantasy, maybe a little bit of horror. I'm just, the fall is coming. I got my sweater on. It feels a little chilly in the air. And so I just want books to encompass those vibes. And I've got a list of 15 books as well as 5 honorable mentions. So let's get into the end of year TBR. We'll talk about the honorable mentions first. So these are books that I'm in the mood for, but I don't think I'm going to have access to by the end of the year. Like, I'm on the hold, waiting list at the library, and they're like months and months and months and months out, so I don't think I'm actually going to get them by the end of the year. Otherwise, I totally would read them. The first book is The Captive Prince by C.S. Pacat. This is an enemies to lovers trilogy where the prince of one kingdom is sold as a sexual slave to another kingdom where he is the sexual slave of the man, and he killed that man's brother, the prince did. So obviously they hate each other, but it's gonna be an epic fantasy romance, enemies to lovers, and I'm really excited. These got new covers, which is another reason I am really thrilled to get to this. But again, the hold at the library is like 6 months. And also this is a Killian, male romance. Then we have Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto. This is a cozy mystery about this old woman who discovers a dead body in her tea shop and decides to meddle in the investigation. And this just sounds cozy, fun, quick, but I heard this book has a lot of heart as well. The 13th Tale by Diane Sutherfield is like a gothic fantasy about books. Sign me up. A haunted house book is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer. I heard a bunch of YouTubers recently read this and love it and say this is one of the best haunted house books they've ever read. So obviously that makes me want to read it. But this is a brand new release, so the wait time is absolutely astronomical. And then the last honorable mention I have is The Daughter's War by Christopher Bielman. I read The Black Tongue Thief, which is the first book in this series, and The Daughter's War is the prequel, and I'm really excited to get to this. I want to read it so bad, but again, I don't think I will receive it by the end of the year. And this is like a dark, gritty fantasy. On to the 15 books that I think I can actually finish and achieve by the end of the year. The first couple of books are the Live Ship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb. The first book is The Ship of Magic, and then it goes Mad Ship, and then Ship of Destiny. I am being ambitious and think I can read all 3 of these by the end of the year. Is that a little out there? Yeah, but I've been saying I'm gonna read these for a long time, and I'm just gonna, I gotta hunker down and just get to it. And I mean, I'm in the mood for like epic, slow-paced fantasy. And we have Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. I'm gonna read everything T. Kingfisher writes. And this is like a gothic spin on a fairy tale, and it sounds incredible, and this just came out, but I'm like number 2 the waitlist, and it's a novel, but it's like a short novel, so I think it'll also be quick to get to. And basically this is following the daughter of the evil sorceress, and the daughter is starting to realize that her mom is evil and starts to try and stop her. And that's kind of the dynamic and the story going on. And I can't wait to read this. And then we got a couple of Grace Draven books. We've got Adolin and the Ippos King, which I don't actually know what this series is called, but the first book is Radiance, and I loved Radiance. This is a arranged marriage romance fantasy that I adored. It was my favorite Grace Draven that I've read. And so I want to continue with the series. The second book follows the same couple, and then the third book is like a sort of a spin-off, still chronologically the third book in the series, but it's following a new couple, and I'm actually really excited to see these two people because we've met them in book one, and I really liked their characters in book one. Then we have The Seventh Veil of Salome by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Now, I love Silvia Moreno Garcia, but her last two releases, honestly her last three releases, have been very middling or misses for me. I thought Silver Nitrate was a 3, The Daughter of Dr. Moreau was a 2, and Velvet Was the Night was like 3.5. And so I'm hesitant to pick this one up, but I'm also excited at the same time because I have loved Silvia Moreno Garcia in the past. And this is about two women in old Hollywood vying for the role of Salome, who is a biblical figure in the Bible, and we're also getting perspectives of Salome in the past, as well as the production of this film. And we'll see. It has good vibes, but we'll see how the execution is. And we have The Fractured Dark and The Bound Worlds by Megan E. O'Keefe. I read the first book in this series, which is The Blighted Stars. Absolutely ate it up. It is like the best sci-fi action romance I've ever read. It was so stunning and so fast-paced and so fun. I was chomping at the bit to get the sequel, and I'm just eagerly anticipating getting the second one from the library. This is an excellent adventure. It's so fast-paced and fun, and I deeply care about the romance in here already, which is a triumph in my opinion. A couple of cozy fantasies next. We have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This is about a woman who opens a spell shop. Sounds pretty straightforward, but I've heard wonderful things, and I've read Sarah Beth Durst in the past and quite enjoyed her writing, so I feel like this is going to be a slam dunk. And just look at this cover. It just... everything about it just screams fall, end of year. We have The Witch Would Not by Olivia Atwater, which is another book set in her Regency fairy tale romance world, but this one is set much later, and so it's Edwardian. And I haven't heard a ton of people talk about this, and I don't know a ton about it other than it's another fantasy romance, but set in the Edwardian period, and I'm into that. I've enjoyed pretty much everything I've read by Olivia Atwater, so I'm here for it. Then we have The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields, which is a sapphic cozy fantasy, and this one I do know a little bit about. It's about a witch and a woman who doesn't believe magic exists, and so the witch is like trying to convince her that magic is real, and so I just think that's silly and fun, and it's a fantasy romance. I can't wait. Then we have Private Rights by Julia Armfield, and I don't know anything about this other than I'm gonna read anything Julia Armfield writes. Our Wives Under the Sea was such a vibe, such a mood, one of my favorite reads of last year. I want to reread it, and I feel like her vibes are just like horror, speculative, slow-paced, and emotional, and that just speaks to me at this time of year. A couple of wintry books. We have Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. This is a holiday romance, sapphic holiday romance, and I'm jazzed. I can't wait to get this. This isn't even out yet. I think it comes out in October. Don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna read anything Ashley Herring Blake writes, at least in the adult sphere. I love her romances. And then, to no one's surprise, we're reading book 5 in the Stormlight Archive, Winds and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, which now has a cover. Incredible, stunning. I can't wait. I just finished my reread of this series, books 1 through 4 plus the novellas, and I want to be back in this world so bad, and I have to wait until December. You're killing me, Brandon. You do too much, but also give it to me now. Anyway, those are the books that I'm in the mood for, that I think I can accomplish by the end of the year, as well as some honorable mentions. What are you hoping to read at the end of the year? What are you in the mood for? I would love to know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye!